Welcome back, everybody, to another exhilarating and knowledgeable episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. That's right, today we are doing another highly detailed breakdown and review of the hit TV show 60 Days In on A&E. If you want to go ahead and watch the full episodes, I'll leave it linked in the comment section below. There's a lot that I have to break down in this episode. Believe it or not, these are some real situations that I've personally seen in lockup. Jail in particular, you don't see it too much in prison. Well, sometimes. It depends on what prison you're in, but these are some normal jail activities, though. So if you ever happen to find yourself in lockup, I wouldn't be surprised if you see stuff go down just like this. We're going to be following two of the participants that we were following on the last episode. Sean, who says he's from California, and Jamil. He says he's from New Jersey, and the inmates aren't really going with his cover story. So let's find out what happens to him. If you enjoy this type of content, then tap that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today. Well, I forgot to show y'all something, okay? I hate to not start the video yet, but it has finished. We have finished the board. It took about 3 weeks. Look at that shine, y'all. You can see everything in that puppy. Man, it's like a mirror. Amazing, man. And you know, I'm not trying to promote this even more than what I already did. This is just honestly how I was thinking about the situation. Picture you bought this and someone comes in and says, man, that thing is nice. Where'd you get that from? Oh, a YouTuber created it. Someone that's been to prison 2 times. And if you come look over here on these episodes, you can see it in the background. You know, so that's a great backstory for artwork, man. And a lot of people, you know, you can't do that with it. They ain't YouTubers and they ain't been to prison. They're just artists making art. Great art, which is cool. But this, if you're to ask me, is a little bit more rare, I guess you could say, collectible. These hands that painted all that board have seen some stuff, man. Anyways, let's get right into the video. I apologize. Hopefully you enjoy.
You gotta do the 24-hour lockdown. Rough. I know it's rough, right?
We just got out of that.
But these are the 2 participants of the program, and they're kind of ranging each other, feeling each other out. You can see how homeboy, he's kind of smiling with them, right? First conversation with someone that you don't know, I wouldn't recommend being too laughy or smiley with them. Keep your expressions pretty basic, you know, simple, especially the questions too. Answer them very quickly and briefly, if any at all.
When I got here, I completed past.
Where are you from?
Jersey. Still wet.
How long you live out here?
I'm back and forth. Mainly in Jersey now.
But they're asking each other where they're from, why they're in there, and Sean here says, you know, we got to check some paperwork on this guy, but this ain't really a real paperwork check. He's just asking him what he's in for. Look, anybody can say anything, and that's why people want real paperwork showing what you're in there for.
I'm in. Cal. I even the pig.
Hell, you from my best country. Hey, it could be worse.
But they're both starting to realize that they're from out of town. And I've been in jail with people just like this. And when they get wind that there's others in there like them that's not from that state, then they'll group up together. It's like a common similarity. I don't know, but I have seen it happen. And later on, if you happen to go down the road to the penitentiary, you're going to see these individuals group up from their areas as well. Maybe not from out of state, but from different cities of that state. I remember I was in a situation one time where it was Tidewater versus Richmond. Luckily, nothing really popped off because those Richmond cats had a couple guys that would put straight fear in your heart. I seen those Richmond cats chase someone around the cell block butt naked trying to get his gold necklace. Second time, actually, I seen another time where they had another guy running around the yard trying to get his jewelry as well.
For real, you don't bet though. Oh, that's 200, bro.
Hey, bro, where you from, bro? Where you from? You know about this little CB show they doing down here? Oh, where? What the hell you doing down here?
Jersey.
Coming through North Carolina, got pulled over. Greenville.
This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Drip Master himself. Legendary, if you're to ask me. And like I said, man, these inmates ain't stupid. They see the camera crew, the mics, not to mention the little camera in the corner with the globe, right? It's tinted, so you can't see where the camera's at, but if you're right up on it, you can still see it. Faintly, right? And this camera keeps following one of the participants around, so he's getting a little suspicious. He asks him where he's from. You see the individual that was kind of questioning him in the beginning give them all a little lowdown, but he's saying it in a way where he wants them to know it's a bunch of bullshit. Keep in mind, in the beginning, Jamil told someone that he was coming from Jersey to visit family in Wilmington, but he ended up going off track an hour because of the GPS and landed himself in Greenville. Makes no sense, man. You know, my GPS, if I'm going the wrong way, is going to recalculate and turn me somewhere else until I get back on the path. It ain't just going to lead me an hour off track and then throw me back in the mix. It don't work like that. So that cover story is horrible if you were to ask me. But the group of guys that are giving everybody a hard time is playing cards right in front of the camera. Like I said, they can see that camera following certain individuals around. So it's got all eyes on Jamil. But Drip Master's saying, you know, he's a bit of a class clown. He likes to have fun. At the same time, he's facing first-degree murder. Yeah, you wouldn't have guessed it by the way he was so chipper, huh? You'll see guys in there for a misdemeanor acting way worse off than this guy. It's almost as though he's put in his head he's going to be in there for a long time, maybe even for life. So he's going to embrace it to the max. And that means slamming these cards horribly wrong. Look, this is something that I've seen a few fights almost get started over. I've seen people get brand new decks of cards, bring it to the spade table, someone starts slamming it, next thing you know, they're fighting over it. They don't like their cards being damaged, right? It's one thing to slam it and it lands perfectly on the table, but if you don't know what you're doing, the card's gonna fly off the table and land on the dirty floor. Next thing you know, you're getting stomped out over something petty. I mean, you gotta understand, most people in lockup are broke, and in order to get those cards, it's like $2 and some change. It's a major purchase, right? So people try to keep those cards in good shape, even putting down blankets on the table so they don't scratch them up. Man, I'm not even playing. If someone started saying stuff like that to me, I would have snapped off on that top rack. Bro, you ain't gonna keep on talking to me like I'm some kind of cop. I'm facing real time right now, worried as hell my old lady's in the closet with Jody, so don't tell me that the camera's following me around, man. Let them follow me down to the courtroom. Hopefully I don't get smoked. I might laugh a lot on the show and stuff, but I got a dark side, man. You know, I wouldn't call it dark side. I call it more of a protective side. You come at me the wrong way, man, I'm just gonna snap off and not think twice. And that's honestly one of my downfalls. Why I went to prison the first time. I couldn't just walk away from the situation.
You do know what the going on, bro. That's the you do, gang. You capping, bro.
Look at this cat over here, man. There's always that one straggler chilling with the most dangerous in the pod, or the one barking the most, right? Just sidelining, kind of absorbing his atmosphere, getting a little gangster ride with it. He's mean mugging, but that's besides the point. Let's take a closer look here. As you can see, individuals is hanging their shirts up to dry. And that's going to bring me into a topic for tomorrow. 5 things you should never give away in lockup. One of them being laundry. Never give it up to the laundry crew because they'll come back more stained or not come back at all. Especially wife beaters in lockup, they're hard to get. But right next to it is, of course, another rag. And this is not where you hang your personal rags and then go take a shower, okay? This is where you hang to dry, or you hang the filthy, dirty rag that you clean the toilet and sinks with. You always take your rag and towel with you to the shower. Never hang it up unless there's a hook right next to you outside the shower. Also, this is kind of a punk move, right? He told him to get up off the rack, I'm guessing so he could see if the cameras follow him around, and they do. Ever since he was on the top rack and dude started talking to him that way, man, that's when the next thing that you say is extremely important. If you don't stand up for yourself, it's going to keep on going like you're seeing now. It's just going to escalate until you get checked out the block or beat up out the block. So just my 2 cents, man, you have to stand up for yourself a little bit. These are some really serious accusations. Don't be scared to throw a little bass in your voice and a little scowl in your brow. It's game time, but you also got to be prepared for him to call you into the shower, which is their little boxing arena. We'll get to that here in a second, but he replies to him, man, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what camera you're talking about. What camera? Are you kidding me, bro? There's cameras all over your face. That was the worst reply you could possibly say. You're playing the fool, and to someone that lies on a regular basis knows all about that trick. You gotta change it up, man. You gotta step outside the box. You gotta put yourself in an innocent person's shoes and act like it. Even though he's not innocent, you know, he is working with the staff for the program.
Gotta go back it down.
No, man. So it's looking like, and I'm just taking a wild guess, I'm not in the cell block, I would know better if I was there. But the way that they're so close and they're kind of throwing gang signs up at the same time, or it looks to be like gang signs. V12 and Mr. Drip, if I were to guess, are a part of the same clique. But V12 looked like he threw an ace of spade at the camera. It's crazy, man. Look, any establishment I've ever been in, even if it's wild as hell, you get up in that camera's face and you start throwing stuff at it, man, they're gonna hem you up. You're going straight to level 6 red onion. You don't play with security cameras, man. That's like one of the worst possible things you can do in lockup when it comes to messing with physical property. You know, you could rip the phone off the wall. Yeah, they'll probably give you maybe a destruction of property street charge and definitely make you pay for it. But you fiddle with that security camera, man, you might be looking at a fresh felony. And like I said, you're going to the max units. But back to what I was saying, homeboys look like they're rolling together, right? You got to keep that in mind, because if you get into an altercation with one of these guys, chances are, by how they're acting now, not with too much principle or respect, man, they're going to jump you. They're going to jump you back to graduation day in high school. Now, shortly after the camera crew comes in, I kind of feel like it's saving Jamil a bit. As you can see, they're going in to ask an interview from Mr. Drip himself. Keep in mind, he was giving Jamil a hard time earlier because the camera was following him. But now the tables have turned. See, the camera crew is pretty smart, or producer, whoever tells him to go in. Might even be a CO working with him. I don't know, but it was a smart move because it takes the heat off of Jamil, the participant. But the individuals like me or Mr. Drip or V12 probably, you know, we would see right through that too. On the show right here, we're seeing it almost as though it happened immediately after this little altercations. But if it was like 7 hours later in the day, then yeah, you know, some people might not think anything of it. I'm sure that's how it went down, though. They had to give it a little bit of time to die off before they went in there, or else they would have known that, you know, they're just coming in there to save old Jamil, take the heat off of them. Now, old Drip's about to go back there for the interview. Like I said, I'll leave the full clip linked in the comment section if you want to go see his interview behind the scenes. I talk specifically on the cell block activities.
It's crazy to me. Nigga, all that riff about the fact the camera following me. But now the camera following him. Spotlight. Attention seeking.
Now you see how homeboy was kind of explaining the story to the other inmate, and the other inmate, he was listening, and some people probably would have been like, yeah, I know what you mean, man. You know, smiling or agreeing with him a lot just to be friendly. That's not a good move, right? Because it looks like you could be feeding into his theories. You could be siding with him. I don't know. You don't know who's watching the conversation. So always reply almost exactly how you see this guy reply. If you don't know the guy like that, or you don't want to be associated with him that much, you're just going to keep kind of a plain voice. You know, listen, but don't really show any kind of expression behind it. Now, Drip's coming back from his interview, and Jamil has a little touche to play with him. Now, by him sitting there waiting for Drip to come back and saying what he said, I think was a good move. Giving him a little bit the same pressure that he gave him, but not in too much of a threatening way to where he's going to turn around and say, what you say to me, man? Even though that could have been a situation, man. Some people don't like you talking sideways to them at all. The same games they play on you, they will never allow you to play it on them. But he shot his shot, and it kind of went over smoothly. And it might have done the trick, getting the heat off him a bit. I don't know.
I don't give a ain't no damn skating, though. Ain't no damn skating, though.
Ain't no skating. See, now I know only the ones that's been locked up know what that means. If you listen closely while he was playing cards, he says, I know there ain't gonna be no skating going on though. That means in spades when you kind of take a risk, right? The risk is to play a lower card and win the hand instead of using all your high cards first, the best cards, right? You try to sneak books in with some lower class cards because you know everyone else is probably gonna pump a low card as well. Y'all probably still don't understand exactly what I was saying.
I don't give a damn. You crazy as hell.
You ain't going there and
You ain't do nothing.
I don't even know what they're arguing about. They're stunting, man. Well, like I said in the beginning of the episode, okay, this can be a very popular area in the cell block because most of the time they don't have cameras in it, right? So they'll turn it into a casino or a boxing ring. Maybe even the old boom boom room, you never know. Of course, you can take a shower, but that's just basic, right? But anyways, these guys coming in here, take a shower, and I could kind of range it out that they were just playing from the beginning. He said he's been up for 3 hours, so why would he say that? I'm thinking it doesn't look like he's keeping them up, like awake, because it ain't nighttime yet. He's been up for 3 hours. It's probably early in the day. If I were to guess, he's mad that he didn't pick him to be a spades partner or give him some get back. You know, a lot of guys could be store day tomorrow. They're trying to spend their whole day getting that money back, but some guys will drag it out. Oh, they gotta take a 3-hour shower and then use a 2-hour phone call. Might get an attorney visit. Who knows? You know, they'll drag it out to that store day and get all the stuff that you own. So he's over there bored as hell, man. Like, hurry up, man. Let me get up in that. I don't know, though. That's just what I'm thinking. Maybe I didn't hear something right or something. Like I said, these are just highlighted clips from the episode. I haven't seen the full episode, but they're saying it's all slippery and stuff, and you can tell they're just horsing around, man, you know? But we're gonna wrap it up right there. We're actually halfway through what I think it's an 11-minute clip. Like I said, this is a highly detailed breakdown review of these situations, so we're halfway through. There's going to be another part and there's other episodes. So stay tuned. I got plenty more content coming your way. But let me know in the comment section how you feel about these reviews. Are you learning some things? Things that you probably never would have thought of if you were watching the show on TV? Let me know. I love to hear y'all's input. But I'm out of here. I got to go handle a few things. Today's going to be a bit hectic for me. Got to get my license plates changed out to old Tennessee. That's right, I can't keep riding dirty with them VA plates. Or maybe I'll get the new ones and tell the officer, hey, I forgot to put them on. I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. Even though I have used that line before. Always play by the book. If not, you're running the risk of getting booked.